Hello, everyone. Good evening to all of you. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with us. Please let me know if clear po ba ako on your end. Kindly type in the chat box C if clear. Type U naman po if unclear. I'll be checking the chat box for your feedback. Okay, great. Thank you so much. By the way, I am Monneth Pangatungan, Visayas Business Development and Market Education Officer of FirstMetroSec Securities. It is the stock brokerage arm of the Metro Bank Group. And our company is dedicated to promote financial literacy and create awareness on investment opportunities to empower individuals like you and me and even institutions attain their financial goals. And we envision to be the largest and most trusted Philippine investment solutions partner. It is my honor and pleasure to serve as your host this evening. And just like this event, we used to conduct our sessions on site and face to face. However, due to pandemic, we shifted to a webinar format. But we are still glad that we are invited by public, private, and academic institutions. That is on top of our monthly webinars that we conduct here in First Metro Securities. And it is really amazing how technology enables us to add value wherever you are located. So saan po ba kayo nakikinig ngayon or nanonood ng webinar natin? Let me check the chat box. So me, I'm currently in Cebu, so sa Visayas area. Perhaps meron ba tayo sa Luzon, Mindanao, or outside the Philippines? We have here one from Bukidnon. Oh, akala ko sa US, Harvard, Cubao. Yan, Makati, Abu Dhabi, Bangkok, at Laguna. So thank you so much for your feedback. No? So kahit sa ang sulok man ng mundo, pwede pa rin kayong makisali sa mga webinar series natin. And year to date, we have conducted over 530 talks na from basic personal finance to investment, even market outlook, updates, whether on-site, hybrid, or even online. And speaking of online or being on the cyberspace, it has brought us convenience even in the world of investing. So, 'di ba, before we needed to be in the bank or in the office of the stock brokerage firm to open the investment account. But now it is done over the internet via website or via application. However, there is also downside, one of which is cyber threat. And according sa 2023 na survey among 100 Philippine firms rather, it showed that at least 1 in 4 companies is exposed to cyber attacks. Even the Philippine government itself has been a victim of malicious cyber attacks that jeopardize the data privacy of millions of Filipinos. So cyber threats are like invisible zombies, silently lurking in the digital shadows. They can strike at any moment, leaving you vulnerable to financial loss and identity theft. So it's time to wake up and take action. Today, we will explore the urgent need for cybersecurity in online investing and discuss practical steps to protect your online investment, even your accounts, personal accounts online. So cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. And in the business of online investment, it is the responsibility of the company. So with us, First Metro Securities, and the clients to be cyber secure. And so we have prepared a webinar entitled Cyber Zombies, How to Defend Your Online Investments. And we are fortunate to have with us Engineer Luis A. Jacinto. He is a retired Chief Information Security Officer from the banking industry. He is an information technology practitioner, a training professional, and an educator. He is currently an adjunct lecturer for the Executive Diploma Program in Cybersecurity at the De La Salle College of St. Benilde. CHITO, as he is better known, is the Vice President, founding member, and trustee of the Information Security Officers Group, or ISOG. He is also a past president of the ISACA Manila chapter and is currently a member of the board. Aside from ISACA and ISOG, he is currently a member of the board and corporate secretary of the Philippine Institute of Industrial Engineers. He is a certified information systems auditor, certified information security manager, certified in risk information systems control, professional industrial engineer, and a certified payment card industry security implementer. He also holds a master's degree in business administration. Let's all welcome to the virtual floor, Mr. Luis CHITO Jacinto. Good afternoon, Sir CHITO.
Good afternoon, Monneth. Hello. Hello, everyone. At this point in time, before I even start, I'd like to mention that there's a criticality insofar as cybersecurity is concerned. But we don't have that much time, so I would like to share my screen immediately, all right? So we're going to do this, and here we go. Okay, and here goes nothing. Now, I tweaked the title a little bit. So now, instead of just talking about cyber zombies, I'm talking about avoiding cyber zombification by protecting your online presence. So let's move on. There are a lot of things that we need to be aware of insofar as cybersecurity is concerned, especially when we talk about cybercrime. The three items that you see here are all important information, but I'd like to call your attention to the red marked line that you see there, talking about $13.82 trillion by 2028 is the expected total amount of the global cost of cybercrime. Imagine it's $13.82 trillion. Okay, so we really need to be aware. Now, another thing I'd like to mention, to state at this point in time, cybercrime, cyber threats do not occur only in the Philippines, do not occur only in the US. It occurs globally. Doesn't matter where you are, you could be a potential victim of cybercrime. Another point I'd like to share is that there are several threat actors that actually, lurk around at this point. People are being attacked, nations are being attacked, companies are being attacked. But most importantly for us, we need to be aware of cyber criminals because they're out for profit and they do not care who they're attacking, whether it's companies or individuals. And that's what we would like to protect ourselves from. Let's talk about a few things with regards to security principles, okay? What do we need to know? First and foremost, security is everyone's responsibility. It's not just us. We're the practitioners of cybersecurity, but it is not just our job. It's your responsibility as well as individuals. Also, when we talk about cybersecurity, we must realize that not even the most powerful man in the world is 100% secure. The fact remains, no matter how powerful he is, there will always be a potential for being hacked into or for being victimized. Now, what about solutions? When we talk about a cure for a problem, when we talk about a fix to a problem, it's a reactive response. It is not being proactive. That means something went wrong and we're trying to fix it now. So what does this tell us? Well, let's look into the weakest link. What is the weakest link in the industry of cybersecurity? Top causes of security breaches and data breaches are actually listed here, but I'd like to call your attention to what we have here. 1, 2, 3. It's actually humans who are the weakest link because humans are the ones whose credentials are being obtained, acquired by these criminals. And when we talk about ransomware, this one actually started out from kidnapping. But in this particular case, they kidnap our data. So people know better? Sorry, not really. Okay? Because people make mistakes. People are fast on the click, meaning very fast with regards to the use of their fingers because they click on the mouse or they click on wherever in order to get to what they should not. Now, the most common the problem that we encounter as people is social engineering. What is social engineering anyway? Well, it's an approach whereby threat actors try to reach out to people and obtain certain information. Okay, so this is something that happens, and they usually nowadays they've been using SMS phishing approach. So what are these things? Well, let's talk about them here. Social engineering tactics need to be, monitored. How do we detect the modus of social engineering? First, you get surprised. A friend actually sent you a message in your SMS, Viber, Messenger, whatever it is. And then it heightens your emotions. Okay? And usually you don't think, you just react when you have heightened emotions. Normally, the request is urgent. So they don't allow you to think. And then there's also an offer for that seems to be too good to be true. If it is too good to be true, then it probably is. Okay? You're receiving help you didn't ask for. Somebody talks to you, calls you and say, this is the support office and would like to help you out for the problem that you've encountered, etc. And of course, there's also the possibility that sender cannot prove their identity. Take note of these things. These are how they obtain your information and get through to your accounts. Common signs for phishing emails. This is what we have here. And this is very critical to the previous slide. Now, having said this, having shared with you all of these points, how do you respond? How do you protect yourself? Well, first and foremost, what we want to happen is for you to always be safe online. Absolutely. Okay. So what are our responses? First, let's talk about the fact that all information you post online stays there forever. You can never delete that, especially if it's actually distributed. Second, when you're a user of ChatGPT, please take note. You can ask them questions, fine. But if you share data that is being stored on the cloud or anywhere within the internet, and you can never retrieve them, or rather you can never delete them because they stay there forever, permanent. And we talk about this because of that, we need to be stingy with the data that we share. Okay? So this is actually self-explanatory. So how do you protect yourself? Make sure that you have very strong passwords. However, some of us actually share our passwords. Something that we've always been told. When you go to work, you find out, hey, people tell you, don't share your password. But there's nothing much I can do. If by some means you left your password written on a post-it note and just stick it onto your computer screen, that's not gonna work, because definitely that's not the way to protect your password. Okay? So, try to determine how secure is your password. You will notice that on the screen there are two URLs or links right under the title, which is and through these two links, you can actually type in your password and it will tell you how strong your password is by the length of time it takes to crack that password. Okay? It's a good it's a good tool to use. Please use it. My colleague will be sharing this what do you call it, this URLs, these links in the chat box, the Zoom chat box. I hope you will keep them. Second, most of you have encountered, if you're doing online banking, mobile banking, you will notice that you're being sent what? OTPs. or one-time passwords. This is one type of MFA or multi-factor authentication. It's important for you to understand that when you do multi-factor authentication, it actually enhances your security. So please, if the website or if the application that you're using is capable of providing you with multi-factor authentication, take advantage of that. Okay? Next, whenever you're sent something, where an email, or whenever you're actually looking at being sent links, whether it's an email, SMS, Messenger, Viber, anything that works, don't click on the link. Verify with the sender if this is something that he or she is sure is safe. Never go for it unless you have verified the safety of a link. Okay? Now, let's move on further. This is a vendor, a security vendor, who's actually providing this kind of service. The link will lead you to a, what do you call this? Just copy the link that's going to be posted on the web, on that Zoom chat, and please try it out, because if you type in a particular website's URL, okay, the www.something.com or whatever, it will tell you whether it's safe or not. These are just practical tools that will be very helpful for you to determine how secure certain sites are. It's the same thing with this particular websites. You can actually use this to test, to determine whether the website that you're using is actually safe. Okay, so it tells you about safe browsing site status, regardless of whether it's the Google Transparency Report or the Virus Total. Now, having said all that, I just want to give you one reminder. Please note, apply zero trust, meaning do not trust anything immediately. Always verify. Somebody sends you an email and you have your doubts, and even if you don't have doubts, some things need to be, need to tell you sometimes you're quite apprehensive in terms of responding positively to that particular web email or message. Then verify. Please call the person who sent you the message, and once you have done that, it's imperative for you to ask, did you send this to me? If they say yes, are you sure that this is safe? Always verify. That's a key word. Now I'm going to show you the first 10 to 15 seconds of a video that actually talks about what we term as deep fakes. It's an incident that happened in Hong Kong, and I hope you will actually be wary, even if you're talking on Zoom. Okay, so here we go.
Just last month, a finance worker in Hong Kong got scammed into paying a whopping $25 million to scammers who used deepfake technology to successfully pose as a company executive during an entire Zoom meeting. Now, Hong Kong police have...
Okay. Take note that this happened in Hong Kong, and that the victim was actually an executive who was, has the authority to actually release funds with the approval of CEOs, CFOs, etc. Apparently, she thought that that person thought that that the people in that Zoom meeting were actually the people that are authorized to give her the approval to release the amount that was being raised, which is $25 million. And this was actually released in 3 tranches to 3 different accounts. Turns out, all of the individuals in that meeting, except for this person who was being scammed, were deep fakes. So they were talking and they were doing that online. You can actually read about it. You can actually find out more about it because that is available on the internet. Now, having said that, if you get a problem, if you encounter a situation where you think you've been scammed or where you think somebody was trying to scam you, please take note. There's an interagency response center hotline, 1326 by the CICC, or the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center. And they can refer you directly to whoever is going to, who can respond to what you need, either the DOJ, the NBI, or the PNP anti-cybercrime group, or the AFP cyber group. These are the people, these are actually the organizations that can help you with. I'm actually currently connected with the advisory group of the PNP anti-cybercrime group. And I know for a fact that they're really working hard on these things. So feel free, if there is anything, who you gonna call? CICC hotline. All right? Now, having said that, I don't have that much time, the luxury of time. So I'd like to end this talk with one particular, by sharing with you a quote, okay? Jonathan Zittrain said, when something online is free, then you're not the customer, you're the product. So you have to be very careful, because being the product, they're going to target everything that you are, the information about yourself, all the data that covers that information. So you have to be very careful. Okay? So you protect yourself, protect your accounts, protect your passwords. You're going to have at least that you're actually going to be safe online, especially when you're actually using transactional applications. So with that, I would like to say thank you everyone for listening. Later on, we're going to open up to questions, which we hope to answer later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Chito. Let me just reshare my screen. Okay. So I know the audience have a lot of questions. Please type it in the Q&A of the Zoom panel while we give Sir Chito a water break. So it's a relief that there are actually ways to defend our online presence and ultimately our online investment in the context of cybersecurity. So we have this strong password, multi-factor authentication, and of course, verify the link that whatever you receive. And that is, I think, one of the some of the concerns that you as investors worry about. So being more confident now and being more knowledgeable on how to secure your online presence, your online account, you are more confident right now to open an online investment account with FirstMetroSec. So let me just share the procedure. You may open it via website. Just search at www.firstmetrosec.com.ph, or you may download our FirstMetroSec Go application. You may just scan the QR code, accomplish the form, upload the necessary documents like then government issued ID, proof of residence, proof of bank account, and the 1,000 pesos initial deposit. And please include cybersecure as the seminar code when you are asked where did you know about us. So let me just share the account opening procedure.
Monneth, there's no audio.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, no audio pala. Hold on.
Invest in stocks, funds, and bonds. There is no maintaining balance required. Next, you will need to verify your identity. Simply take a photo of your ID and take a selfie. You're all set. An email confirmation will be sent to you in 2 to 3 business days. Happy trading! For more information, visit our help center at help.firstmetrosec.com.ph. All the options and convenience within your reach through International Finance's best online broker and best online trading platform for 4 years in a row. With FirstMetroSec, it's your future first.
So that's how easy you open a FirstMetroSec account via FirstMetroSec Go application or via website. And your one-stop shop for all of your investment needs, from stocks, real estate investment trusts, exchange-traded fund, mutual fund, bonds, and UITF. And we make sure, aside that from being a secured platform or being the best in terms of our platform, we are also awarded as the best online trading platform for 7 years in a row now, and that is a solid proof. Aside from the different awards that we have received for this year. Feel free to connect with us in social media channels. Just search at FirstMetroSec. You may scan the QR code or screenshot of this slide, or check our main website, www.firstmetrosec.com.ph, and for account requests, updates, access concerns, you may email us at customerservice@firstmetrosec.com.ph. And I'd like to invite you to our next webinar series that is on November 21, November 26, and November 28. So registration link will be provided by our chat moderator. And lastly, for customized gamified award-winning market education programs exclusively designed for your company, school, or organization, just send us a formal invite at marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph. And at this juncture, let me just introduce our panelist, Mr. Ricson Singson Que. He is a seasoned professional with a robust background in digital transformation, cybersecurity, and information security. He holds a master's degree in business administration and a bachelor's degree in computer science, specializing in information technology. His career spans numerous leadership roles, including serving as the Chief Information Security Officer with various institutions from finance, retail, holdings, petroleum, healthcare, education industry. Additionally, he is the president and CEO of SQrity Consulting OPC, where he spearheads cybersecurity and enterprise architecture initiatives. His extensive consultancy work has also made him a valuable advisor and digital transformation consultant for various companies and academic institutions. So that's all. Welcome, Sir Ricson. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Monneth. Good evening, everyone.
And may I once again call our speaker, Sir CHITO, to turn on his mic and camera as we accommodate the questions that the audience may have. So you may simply write them in the designated Q&A section of the platform, and we will try to get through as many as we can. So let's have the, oh, there. So we have a couple of questions already. We have here, in the case of deep fake Zoom call, how can you protect yourself or your company? If it's the boss and you don't follow him, you get fired. If it's the scammer and you follow him, you lose money. So who will take the first
Chi-
question?
Chito, I'll
Sir
take it
Ricson?
first. I'll take it
Sure,
first.
go
Okay,
ahead,
sir.
go ahead.
So, first of all, most people, the reason why the hackers or the social engineers wanted to get to your boss and use your boss as the deepfake, is because you never question. You will never question because the way you think is, he would think that, what are you stupid or you don't understand my instructions? So of course, most people would get scared. But I will tell you something. What's scarier is when you really fall victim. And that would even end your career. So in short, do not be afraid if your boss would be mad at you. Call him up, verify. It's zero trust. Sir Chito has already shared that. Zero trust. Do not trust anyone, even videos. No videos nowadays, even the sound, the call, it's all recorded. It's all deep fake. So the best is call your boss, verify, ask them just to be sure. You gave me a call a while ago in Zoom. Is this the instruction you want me to do? So he would immediately tell you, I did not talk to you. So it's already an indication of verifying is always safety practice. Even if somebody asks you, oh, it's emergency, can you send me money in Zoom? I'm in the ER now. I have a COVID. Call them. Call them. You want me to go there? You call them. And then if they would answer, it's not me, then you know it's a deep fake.
Thank you, Sir Ricson. How about Sir Chito?
Well, essentially, that's precisely what we've been talking about earlier. Never, never trust what you see on screen. Besides, they would definitely appreciate you better if they know you're just trying to secure and protect what the company stands for. If they're going to help you, they're going to realize the value of the security the protection, the security that you're trying to implement by calling them. They may not immediately realize that, but they will definitely take that as on a positive end after they have been given the proper explanation. So you need to work with your security officer in the company that you work with. Okay?
Perhaps it can be added also in their procedure that once they receive instructions, they need to have verification aside from the email or most especially no email man ang mga recent na financial transactions.
True.
Next question. Anonymous attendee, I received some emails which have options to subscribe them or not. I usually tap the unsubscribe button so I won't receive their emails. Is this safe to do? Or I continue to receive these kinds of emails, so I'm worried. Sir Chito will answer first.
Okay. I received some emails with options to subscribe to them or not. Okay. There have been instances wherein they're not really using just one email address when they're sending you, say, for example, these types of email. Okay. So one of the problems that you have will be, one of the issues that you have is that you will not be able to block all the emails coming in, because in the first place, if they're not using the same domain name, meaning the @ followed by the company name, they will still be coming in. It's just important that you are aware, because unless your company or the company that you're working with has some means of actually preventing this from happening using security protocols installed in your network, in your infrastructure, then you will probably keep on repeating receiving these emails, and it may be something that you need to to be aware of. The awareness that you have is actually your protection, your security.
How about you, Sir Ricson?
Yeah, so it's just straightforward, no?
Mhm.
When you talk about uh I think the question is
I received some email
the
which have
email,
options, yes, to subscribe.
those emails, sometimes the buttons are executable. So meaning when you click on them, they have a program that runs so they can subscribe you. So do not believe if it's unsubscribed, it may still be subscribed. Even the X button, you're closing the pop-up screen, that X button is sometimes an executable also. So in short, the best way, if you
Mm.
have such, is to delete the email so it will not bother you again. Delete the email, tag it as a spam. Then if you need to unsubscribe, Google will prompt the unsubscribe and Google will unsubscribe for you, especially if you're using Google or Gmail. So that is the way we treat these emails now, because they're very, very clever, these social engineers. So that's the safest way.
Oh, wow. It's something that something new to know, that you
For
don't need
Gmail.
to click on subscribe. Perhaps it's a call to action that you still continue to receive emails. Well, another question here, talking about AI. How to identify if the AI is a scam?
Okay,
Is there a way, sir? Sir
well,
Son?
I'll explain first how AI has evolved. Okay, before, AI just uses a still video. So meaning you're not moving. Like for me, if I'm still, I'm not moving, I'm not closing my eyes, it's a fake. But AI has evolved. So do you know that AI now, this version of AI, not only closes the eyes and all, and they're moving like milli, centimeters of movement. So you would know it's a human being. AI is already emulating that. And
Mm.
high resolution videos also, even the mole that you have, if you have a mole here in your cheeks or something, it can be emulated. So that's how precise AI is right now. So in short, AI will get better each day. But no matter how good AI is, the answer is still verify. Verify, call that person, because AI cannot, stop you from calling that person. That's something you should do to protect yourself. So AI will continue to evolve. You won't be able to identify it at a point anymore. Even the voice, even the mannerism, the tweaking of certain parts of the body, they will be able to copy that. But the verification is your safest way.
Anything to add, Sir Chito?
Now, I guess I just want to reiterate the two words: confirm, verify. If you don't do that, there will always be a chance that you might be hoodwinked.
So those big two words, confirm and verify still. Another question on AI. Is there an application that can detect, sorry, it was typed twice. Here, question on the FMS platform. So for FirstMetroSecurity security platform, usually we input our username and password. Do FirstMetroSec Security offer additional authentication, OTP, for extra security? So I can first answer this, sir, and perhaps you may add if we have additional plan in furthering our security and our platform. So right now, it's on username and password. You are
Yeah.
required to input OTP once there is a password reset. Anything to add, Sir Chito?
Yeah, that's
Or Sir Ricson, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. No, so yes, so we have in the pipeline developments to make FM Securities platform very difficult. No, there's again, anything that is man-made is hackable. Okay,
True.
let's just put it there. Anything that's man-made is hackable. But what FM Securities is doing for our platform is making it difficult for these hackers to reach that goal of getting our data. And each and every day that we try to strive to make everything secure for First Metro Securities. Now, what is really important is we do it every day. We look for ways to make it difficult. So the features would come in as our product team would also test it, approve it. So it's a never-ending journey. So journey with us. We will inform you if there are new security features that's already in place, and of course that's going to be part of our user education. So we always practice security by design. So everything that we do, new features, we make sure that it's secure. So Chito, you'd like to add anything?
Well, at this point in time, it's as mentioned by Ricson, it's in the works, because it's what's important for us now is to protect not just the data that is owned by FMSec, but the data that has been entrusted to them. Okay, so FMSec is very much aware of this, and well, as Ricson said, something is being done, and we'll just have to wait a little bit more for that to be completed.
Thank you, Sir Ricson, and thank you, Sir Chito. Next question here about personal PCs. How do you secure your confidential files stored in your personal PC?
Okay,
Chito, is it okay? I answer it. I answer
yeah,
it.
go ahead,
yeah,
no
okay.
worries.
So number one, do you know that Windows has a built-in encryption feature, which probably I'll do a quick share if that's all right.
Sige. Okay, sir.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
stop sharing.
Okay, so I'll just share. If you open a certain folder, let's just say here, you have a folder, and that particular folder, you can go to properties. Okay, properties. So this is for Windows, huh? Okay, and then go to advanced. So if you click on advanced, you will see here there's a checkbox, encrypt content to secure data. This has been there since Windows Vista. No? Old Windows na yun, na version. So nandiyan na yan ever since. But people we're not taught to use this. This is a free feature. You don't have to spend on the software. No, this is for Windows. So now, that's one feature. So when you now click that, tapos something happened to your laptop, it was stolen, your desktop, no, it was corrupted. Somebody wants to access your hard drive. They won't be able to do so because there's an encryption. So part of that, take note, part of that, when you encrypt, they would ask you to keep a key. So that key, you have to really keep it. Kasi if you don't keep it, you won't be able to access your encrypted data. Then. So that's the so that's the area of securing the desktop. But aside from that, don't forget to back up your data. No? So you're assuming, alam mo, anything that's man-made is not only hackable. Anything that's man-made will eventually die, shorter than us usually. So because of that, make sure that you are able to back up your data. Because once you're able to back up your data, you have a restore point. You have somewhere to start off recovering. So again, you can back it up to your cloud, G drive, etc. You can also back it up to your flash drives, to your portable hard drives. So that's the usual, that's the usual top two in terms of data security and protection. Chito, you like to add anything?
No, not anymore. That's important because at this point in time, most people are actually Windows users. On my end, I'm actually more of a Mac OS user. So I'm trying to avoid Windows because since this is usually targeted because it's something that's more common and much easier actually to use, so to speak. So that's what Ricson shared with you is something that you might want to try out if you're a Windows user. Okay.
I'm one of the Windows user, not a Mac user. Okay, well, we have here another question, sir. How does a scammer hijack your Facebook account or other social media platform?
Okay,
Let's
so
have Sir
so
Ricson.
yeah, I'll answer I'll answer what you need to do so
Okay.
it will not happen. No,
Yeah.
activate the MFA to FA. Activate your multi-factor authentication. Right now, all our users online, if you don't have it after the session, that's the first thing you need to do. Because I assure you, the only difference between people who get their accounts hijacked and those who are safe is the difference is the multi-factor authentication. Okay, they have activated their multi-factor because
Right.
your password is one layer of protection, and most of the
Mhm.
time we cannot create very complex password. I doubt if anyone in our audience uses a 50-character password. It's so difficult. You cannot remember all of that. So in short, the weakest link is us human because our limitation stands hold. No, so meaning we cannot remember that very very complex password. So in short, most of our passwords are weak. And because it's weak, the next layer of defense is what? There's no second layer without the multi-factor. Now, so we activate the multi-factor or the second factor or two-factor authentication. Now, it will send an OTP via SMS, or you can use a Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator software, wherein it changes the code every 60 seconds. So it's impossible for anyone to copy and crack your code. So in short, that's the second best thing. That's the last thing that will protect you from your accounts being hijacked. This works not only in Facebook, but also in your Gmails. So do that after this session immediately. You won't be able to thank us because you won't be able to be hacked anymore. You wouldn't know if people tried to hack you, but you will be safe all throughout. So
Yep.
that's the straightforward answer.
I
Sir
don't think
Chito?
it's going to be practical for me to add anything, because at this point in time, that's the same answer I'm going to give. Make sure you use or you activate multi-factor authentication, as I've shared with you during the presentation. It's very important. As long as it's available in any application, any website that you're using, use it. That's the point.
Thank you for that, Sir Ricson and Sir Chito. So talking about multi-factor, so another audience also asking for the implementation of two-factor authentication for FirstMetroSec web and the application. So earlier, we stated that it's already in the pipeline. So if personally, no, if you are wondering since there is no multi-factor, is having a FirstMetroSec account nakakatakot ba? So for me, I may just share, it's not, because if ever it will be accessed, the withdrawal will still be transferred to your bank account. And then that bank account has still another layer of security. So that's make it another multi-factor, somewhat multi-factor authentication pa din.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
So don't worry, guys. The multi-factor authentication of FirstMetroSec is already in the pipeline. We will notify you once it's already up. Next question. Antivirus company has always 0 days to update their system and patches because hackers are always ahead of them. How safe po ang online banking or investing? Sir Chito first.
Ay, wait, nawala.
Ito sir,
Okay,
antivirus.
company has always 0 days to update their system and patches because hackers are always ahead of them. How safe po ang online banking or investing? Well, I will not say that, I mean, it's going to be, I might be creating, what they call this, undue security, undue feeling of security. Anything that, as mentioned earlier, anything that is man-made can actually be undone by man as well. However, it's the process that you need to look into. As we mentioned also, if you're using multi-factor authentication with your banking app, it should be safe. You should be able to avoid getting victimized. Now, the thing that I would like to share with you is the idea that the 0 day weaknesses or the zero-day vulnerabilities is something that's actually something that's simply something that's new or something that has not been discovered immediately. It could be in an application that's been existing for a long while, and then all of a sudden there's something newly discovered in terms of vulnerabilities, and people can actually, exploit this vulnerability. Then that's referred to a zero day because no patches has been implemented. But for online banking, it's still important for you to keep track of what you're doing, and especially is as much as possible making sure that your password is actually strong enough, not just in terms of length, but also in terms of the content of characters, content of characters, special characters, numbers, uppercase, lowercase, letters, and then making sure that your application has multi-factor authentication. It should not be it's not going to be an issue initially, but you have to keep track of what's going on and make sure that the passwords that you use for your banking application is not the same password that you use for your SOCMED systems like Facebook, Instagram, etc. Because if it is, that's the first thing that they're gonna try when your Facebook or other SOCMED applications have been breached. Okay.
Thank you, Sir Chito. Anything to add, Sir Ricson?
Yeah, just very quick now when you talk about being online, the trend right now is, since there's no such thing as 100% security, so meaning it can still be hacked, especially if it's man-made. So the name of the game now is now not to prevent from being attacked, because you can be attacked. The name of the game now is how fast do you respond. So all the digital banks, including all online, including us, we regularly practice incident response. We have simulations. We do like breach drills. No, if you have fire drills, we do breach drills so we can practice. No, so because you cannot stop breaches from happening. When a breach occurs, how fast do you respond? How well does your team respond? And we are doing this in drills, and that's the new way of how companies respond to these attacks, because you cannot prevent them anymore. But how fast can you recover? How fast can you respond to stop or prevent this attack from spreading? And these are that's where we are right now. We're building those capabilities because you cannot prevent attacks from happening.
So it seems like cyber attacks are normal nowadays. So every company is just there to respond quickly. So moving on to the next question. Is it better to use old mobile phone that is not a smartphone to protect us from click link or hacking our phone data? Or is there a smartphone that can prevent hacking? And Sir Ricson?
Yes. So first of all, there's no such thing as preventing hacking. Do you know in Israel? No, not Israel. In the Middle East, they had this pager. In a country, they have pager. They don't have phones and smartphones because they know it can be hacked. So they have this pager. And if you can go to YouTube, one time, there's an attack that was launched in all these pagers. They all exploded at the same time. So we're talking about pagers that are old technology. And it's just, I think it's 2 months ago, CHITO, or last month only. 2 months ago. So you can verify.
2 months ago.
You can verify now. What country is it? I lost track of it now, but they were saying it was Israel who did that. No, but of course, I'll leave that to everyone's reading the news. But my point right now is, whatever technology you use, it can be hacked because it's man-made, number one. Number two, it's you have to have a balance of understanding in terms of why people are in smartphone, because they give you more access to data. When we talk about availability, remember, when we talk about information security, it's about confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So if the data is not available, it's also not secure. If you cannot access data, you cannot verify your data if it's correct or not, then you're also not secure. So in short, when you talk about security, being able to access your data is as important as protecting it. So that's the aspect now. So that's why even if you're using old phones, you cannot access your data using old phones, then it defeats the purpose why you still need technology. So, but if you want to protect yourself by using old technology, yes, that's possible because older technology, less people are using older technology. So if less people are there, then the hackers are not interested. They're interested in where the people are. Since everyone is online now, they're all online. So that's how it is.
Anything to add, Sir Chito?
Ricson has actually raised all of it at this point. It's the more practical response, and take note, everyone, please.
Oh, is it okay still, sir, to accommodate the last 4 questions?
Sure.
Okay.
We're
So
okay.
next question, for credit card, there is this 3-digit number at the back of your credit card that is important.
Oh.
How to prevent others from getting this information. Also, there is RFID on credit card. How to protect from scammer from getting our credit card information. So let's have Sir Chito first.
Okay. Can I take this first, Ricson?
Go ahead.
Well, first and foremost, for the 3-digit number, the CVV as we call it, it's imperative that you, well, it's not imperative, but it's important that you keep it secret, so to speak.
Yeah.
There are stickers that are available that can actually use to cover it, or somehow just it's the covering that counts. As for the RFIDs, there are wallets that are actually RFID protections that provide protection for RFID as well. If you're not using that yet, please acquire one now and then use that to protect all your credit cards. Not just for the credit cards, it's also for your debit cards, your ATM cards. So these are ways of actually protecting yourself. Ricson, anything else?
Yes, that's correct. No, Chito has given you all the good best practices. No, in fact, for you to test if that RFID wallet, kasi sometimes you buy it, especially if you buy it online, you're not sure if it's really ID RF Protect. So what I suggest is when you buy a new wallet, you go to your grocery store and then you tap your card, or you go to any retail outlet or restaurant, you tap your card using the wallet. If it won't be read, then you're safe. But if it can't be read, then your RF wallet is a fake. So again, even the wallet, the protection is sometimes fake news. No? So
yes,
that's the tip. No? So thank you for that, Chito. Wonderful
the
answer.
card, well, it's inside the wallet, so you can test it.
Yes. Oh.
Thank you for those additional tips, Sir Chito and Sir Ricson. Last 3 questions. Do we need to change our password regularly, although my password is strong?
You want to take that? Or should I?
Yes. I like answering that. No.
Sige, sir.
In security, we have what we call human-centric security. So meaning, how like if, for example, I set a password, I'll give a password, 50-character password. Complexity, you should have at least 10 special characters. I mean, these are not humanly possible. In fact, the changing password regularly is also against human-centric design. Okay, but not nowadays. The old mentality of password is every month or every quarter they ask you to change. No? So unfortunately, we're a financial institution. We're bounded by certain regulatory requirements by Bangko Sentral. Bangko Sentral requires certain features. Some may be traditional still. Some may be modern already. So that's why it's an ever-continuing discussion and debate between what really works for the people. But I'll give you a use case. I'll ask everyone, when is the last time you changed your Google account password? Tell me, can type on the chat box, when is the last time you changed your Google password? Okay, so people are answering years. Yes, that's correct. Because they will not ask you to change your password if your password is safe. And if it works, it works. So They will only ask you to change your password if you're going to log into a new device or something. They would ask you to, or if someone is accessing your account from Zimbabwe or other side of the globe while you are actually here in the Philippines. So
Yes.
because it's compromised. So Google is applying the password policy correctly. Okay. And we will continue to apply such best practices as long as the regulatory body or BSP approves us. So it's an ever discussion, debate, continuous debate for us to bring the most convenient password protection for our users. So that is the intention. So in short, we will just keep on improving on how we handle passwords. So, but for now, we have to abide by what BSP and certain regulatory bodies require us. So we will abide by them. But as we also explain to them, it's more convenient for users to keep their password. That's why there are some features of waiving your password, diba? So may ganon, no? We have those best of world features that we like to still preserve. But we will not end here. We will every day seek for new ways to make it convenient for you at the same time secure.
Yeah. The thing that I'd like to add is the idea that at this point, when we create our password, it's always a toss-up between the difficulty level for the password being guessed and the comfort, the convenience that you have for being able to remember and memorize your passwords. However, in most cases, passwords actually are created individually for each application, each website, each bank, each financial institution that you create it for. So you're not supposed to have the same password for all of this. Otherwise, you'd be in danger. But then again, if you are using, the difficulties like special characters, alphanumeric, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, etc., use them all, and then you kept them, and it's for the longest time, nothing's happening. I'm almost sure that it's going to be safe. Okay, for the meantime. So it's your call when you want to replace it. It's your call when you want to change it. But it's always going to be safe to replace it after the longest time, as much as possible. Especially if you receive, say for example, notice that that site, that application that you've been using for which you created that password has been compromised, automatically change it. An example of this would be, for example, the applications of I'm not very very confident that I'd like to mention this, but just to state the importance, a few months back, the Firearms and Explosive Office application for gun licenses has been breached and has been compromised. They've already done something about it. But the thing is, if you have an account there and you have your username and your password, please change your password now. Because it's already been breached. Change it. Make it more secure.
Thank you for that, Sir CHITO and Sir Ricson. Now, last two question, is Face ID safer than all? Who will take this question? Sir CHITO?
Biometrics, Ricson?
Sige, go ahead, Chito, and answer the next. I like answering the last question. There's an interesting question.
Go ahead. Para medyo ano. Sige. Face ID is not necessarily safer at all. It just makes it more convenient for the user.
Automation, correct.
Because it just speeds up. Instead of you typing in your password, you're actually using your facial features as access to an application or even to your phone. Because at that point, remember there was a time when before facial recognition was actually used for mobile phones, you're using your thumbprint or your fingerprints to access that. What's important is for you to be aware that whatever password you're using for that application should be strong enough, because it is that password that you're actually still using even when you're applying facial recognition. It's still the same thing altogether. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's more secure. It's just more convenient. That's how I would put it.
That's the same with the fingerprint on your smartphone. So it's an
Exactly.
automation feature rather than a security feature. It's an automation feature. So para everyone would be aware. Okay. So Monneth, is it okay? Before I answer the last question, I'll be sending the link to what we were discussing a while ago in Lebanon. There was exploding pagers. So there's a link I shared for everyone. They can read this through later on. But allow me to answer the last question, because this is the same question being asked to almost like all the 100+ conferences we've been in. No? If I am using Mac, is it necessary to install antivirus? No? So a lot of people say, oh, Mac is more protected. Hindi naba-virus yan. No? So contrary to popular belief, people are not attacking Mac because there's not much interesting there. And most people are attacking Windows. So the virus are executable. You can run the virus only in Windows, not in Mac. So if you have a virus in Mac, it will not run. So people said, hindi na kailangan ng antivirus. But I like to explain to everyone, bakit merong antivirus pa rin for Mac? Okay? No, those Mac users who log into the network with Windows users should have an antivirus. Para siyang COVID, di ba? Meron kang, okay, negative ako, okay, pero hindi ko alam na ano pala ako, na carrier pala ako. Mac users are most of the time carrier of Windows viruses. They don't feel the symptoms or the effect. Asymptomatic sila. Kasi Mac yun no? So, akala nila safe sila. Pero pag nag-login sila sa network, lahat ng katabi nilang Windows, hinawaan nila. Because nandun yung virus. So, meaning, the reason why there's an antivirus for Mac is not to protect Mac, is to protect Windows users in your network. So, siguro just to explain to everyone, pwedeng protected ka, pero ikaw pala yung carrier ng mga virus. So, that is why, when you're looking at security, you cannot do it as one desktop, one laptop only. You have to look at your environment, how you would impact. So that is very important. That's the right answer. It's not about Mac being more secure. It's what environment are you using with your Mac? So that's why you need to protect the others as well. So I hope we're able to educate everyone for that answer. But we want to answer as many. We want to stay as long as we can also. But unfortunately, Monneth, I think our time is up. We promised everyone only 7:15, but we appreciate everyone spending their slice of their dinner time with us. So thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sir Ricson and Sir Chito. So that sums up our Q&A portion. And for our attendees, we also encourage you to provide feedback to us. So while you are answering the feedback form, last parting words from Sir Chito first.
Okay, I'd like to stress this point. Security is not what you do, but actually security is what you are living. You need not just think of it as a solution. You need not think about security as something that you do. It is something that you practice. It is something that you live. Otherwise, you have the tendency to forego some of the security activities if it is not part of your daily regimen. Be sure, be assured by doing this, by making it a part of your lifestyle. So hopefully we've made the mark as far as security is concerned in your life.
Thank you for that, Sir Chito. How about Sir Ricson?
Yes. So for me, security is everyone's responsibility. We cannot say it should be the responsibility of our provider. It should be
Mhm.
responsibility of IT. It's not the case anymore because everyone has their own data now. So everyone now should protect their own data and even data entrusted to them. No? So in short,
Yes.
security now is everyone's responsibility. So we have to face our lives that we are, no, tama yung sabi ni Chito, no? This is the lifestyle we are in. So whatever you do, whatever you learn this evening, I hope do not keep it to yourself because security is everyone's responsibility. Share it with your colleagues, loved ones. Ngayon dinner, talk to your children, talk to your wife, your family members, your loved ones, talk to your friends, talk about security because it's now everyone's responsibility.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sir Chito and Sir Ricson. So thank you also to everyone who attended tonight. We sincerely hope you learned a lot and that these insights and lessons will make your investment journey not just more profitable, but also more enjoyable and most especially more secured. So please don't forget to provide feedback for today's webinar. We hope to see you again in our future learning events because over here at First Metro Securities, we put your future first. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye, Sir
Bye,
Chito.
everyone.
Bye, Sir Rexon.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See ya.